Welcome back to Nerdrotic Live, everybody. My name is Gary Beekler. I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and I am live in San Francisco, California. A very rainy, stormy, wintry-esque San Francisco. What the hell? This is supposed to be kind of like the nice time of year. So I don't know what the hell's going on, but whatever. We're talking about TV, and I'm not going outside the rest of the day anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I've got my Pete's, and we're talking about Doom Patrol. Now, aside from a couple episodes that do provide context that I thought were kind of particularly woke, the entire series, while verging into that area, has been great. And I love this episode. This might be my favorite episode. For lack of a better term, I believe Doom Patrol arrived today. Yes, it stuck the landing, if you know what I'm saying. So that was the funniest scene I have seen in a superhero TV show ever. I don't want to bury the lead. We'll get there though. God damn, that was funny. And also the banana hammock comment was pretty funny too. So Brendan Fraser as Mr. Robot is genius casting. Some of the best work he's ever done. Yeah, it's voice work. And it's really interesting how they mix in both actors. I'm sorry, the other guy from Suits. He was in Suits, right? The guy who plays Mr. Negative. And they are so good in this. But despite that, I love Rita. Rita's my favorite character in the show. Crazy Jane, I can take her, leave her. But despite and this is based on the source material. You guys know that I have an issue with the whole bad dad thing, but it's woven into the source material. So it's kind of, I'm okay with it. And this source material is old. We're talking a couple decades old almost. So at the time it was different, and but it's still being executed very well in this show. And DC streaming service has their best show by far. This is worth the price of admission right now. Plus all the comics and other in the animated series you get. You can watch episodes of Wonder Woman and I think old Superman stuff, and Superman the animated series and Batman the animated series is kind of worth it right there. But then you get this. And this is such a different show than Titans. Titans is dreary and boring, and this is funny and bizarre. It's got the cast helps. It's got this great cast. So yeah. So we're still on the hunt for Niles, and it seems like the team has gotten all of their shit together, their baggage worked out. I love how Mr. Nobody points out that Mr. Negative finally came out of the closet at the tender age of 95. That was funny. And they are able to, they're going to go find Niles, and they find Jimmy the Street again. And Flex is able to get them into the white space. And I love this. It's the white space in between, the comic panels. And I love the breaking of the fourth wall and leaning into comic books. You want to weigh into a comic book fan's heart. That's how you do it every time. And yes, it works. I'm a sucker for that stuff. It's like comic book nerd nip. That's what it is. So the team gathers together and they find Jimmy the Street, and they are going to, this is without Cyborg, of course. He's still with Dad. And they need to get into the white space to go fight Mr. Nobody. And they're going to be a superhero team now. Of course, they're going right into his trap, and it's stupid. So Flex Mentallo has a flex to get them into the white space. So he starts the flex, and everybody's all together, and he does the wrong flex. And everybody in the by the way, sorry, they were looking for the beard hunter, and the last time we saw the beard hunter, he found that weird version of Niles that was like a mannequin or something, and it looked like he was going to die. And it turns out that Jimmy the Street has been kind of hiding this all along. He knows where Niles is, but he's afraid of Mr. Nobody. So he offers the beard hunter a new life, and he has taken it. And they threaten him. But then Jimmy the Street says, "Hey, I know where he is." And Flex says, "I know how to have a flex to get there." So he does the flex. Everybody comes at the same time in the town. And it was, and the best part about it is it's to the song All By Myself. I was laughing my ass off. And the funniest part, and I hope people from DC streaming see this, because I don't let my kid watch this show for reasons like this, but he kind of sneaks in when I'm watching. and he'll like be standing at the doorway, which is right over there, and he'll be watching because he loves Doom Patrol. He's currently reading all of the Silver Age Doom Patrol. It's like one of his favorite books, and quite honestly, the Silver Age Doom Patrol stuff is not the best stuff in the world. It's some of it's good, some of it's just not. But he's digging it. And during this scene, I kind of look around and I see my son like slowly backing out the door, and he slowly closes the door. I was laughing my ass off. It was so good. I'm all, yeah, you got to learn about it sometime, kiddo. We've already had the talk, so don't worry about it. He hated it. I thought it was kind of funny. Yeah, you know what? I really enjoyed having the talk with both of my kids because I kind of like watching them squirm. It's kind of, you got to have some reward as a parent, and making your kids feel awkward. And it's just payback, because having kids is an unending set of awkward events. When them not having a filter, and God, one time I was in the grocery line, and my kid's, he's on the spectrum. So like, he's got no filter. So like, he sees this guy buying all these sweets at the grocery store, and he's like, that's really unhealthy. He shouldn't be buying all that stuff. He's really overweight. And I'm like, sorry, dude. Yeah. And then I told him not to judge people, but just out loud. You can do it quietly at home. It's fine. But I digress. So yeah, so everybody comes, and I had to watch that scene twice. And what made it though was Flex's he's just like, I'm so sorry. That was funny. That was good. So for the first time, I don't usually tweet at people, but I added Doom Patrol like they're ever going to listen. But I told them that was probably the greatest single scene I've ever seen in a superhero show. So thank you. So they go into the white space, and of course they're all back in their old lives. And Mr. Nobody offers them a deal, says, hey, if you stop looking for me, and you can go back to your own lives, and you could start over. And of course, Cliff immediately starts stooping the nanny again. And Rita's back on the set before her accident, and Mr. Negative is at his house with his family before his flight. So it's all before their origins. And in the meantime, in the real world, what we think is the real world, which we're not sure about, Cyborg is talking to his dad. His dad wakes up, and his dad tells him the truth, which was during the accident. So he did plant some fake memories into his brain, into Vic's brain, and his mom was still alive. So he had to choose between son and mom. And it was Niles who made the suggestion that you should choose the son over the mom. Now, that would be a natural decision. So if I was set there and it was mom and son, I know what mom would want. I don't know. It's kind of a little forced on this one, because anybody's been like, any mom would like, yeah. So that was kind of a no-brainer, but he was torn up about it. He didn't want to let either of them go. I understand that. And it was Niles who made the suggestion that Cyborg would be healthy, or Vic would be healthier. And it makes more sense, but there's more to it than that. So, and the fact is that he implanted fake memories in his kid, and he made his kid feel like he was responsible, and it was fucking horrible and not a very good decision. And he did it. The logic behind it was kind of, okay, they're just trying to make the dad look bad. Now, all the Niles stuff that they lead up to is pretty much from the comics. So, that makes sense. And I kind of know they were going towards this. So if you haven't read the source material, and so we have that, and Cliff decides, hey, I'm going to go, you're a dick. I'm going to go with people I can trust. And he goes off to find the rest of his friends. And in the meantime, they're trapped with Mr. Nobody. He offers them their old lives back, but they've grown since then. So they decided, nope, we're going to go find each other. And all of a sudden they're back in the white space again. And then Rita, who's got this newfound sense of confidence, which is great. Every character is more confident. And that's what I liked, because one thing I did like, the Good Titans episode was the one with Doom Patrol in it. And they were more of a team. They were confident stuff. So this must've happened after the events of this series. I'm guessing, maybe, even though it was a different chief, which might play into this later. We never know. So they Rita starts narrating instead of Mr. Nobody, and she's able to take control. And of course, Jane is locked up, and she had the personality disorder, but she gets a little shot that kind of amps everything up. And you see the battle between her personalities. Well, I thought that was a really cool scene. I thought that was a very cool scene where she's taking the chairs from the doors, then she's putting them back, and then she's taking them. And I thought that was really good. So they all decide we don't want this fantasy for Mr. Nobody. Rita brings everybody together. They find the chief. Everything starts coming together. Then Vic shows up in the white space and kills Mr. Nobody, just like that. But prior to that, sorry, Jane takes that therapist persona with the blue eyes. I'm forgetting the name. And she figures out that Mr. Nobody did this all over a girl, all over a breakup. His whole shtick is because of a breakup. And they're all, and he wants to fight. Mr. Nobody wants to fight. And they're like, I don't even want to fight you. That's so basic. I feel sorry for you. You should come with us instead. And he says no. And then Vic shows up and blows him away and says booyah. And I did like that. I thought that was cool. But it turns out things are not what we seem. And I thought that was way too easy. So they defeat him just like that. And then they're in the manor, and all of a sudden they're the Doom Patrol. They have costumes on, and they've got their little communication devices, and they're gonna go fight something in the park. And it's the giant robot that Mr. Nobody had in the beginning of the episode. They did a flashback where he's getting broken up with by a girl because he got fired from the Brotherhood of Evil, and she's like, "How does that even happen?" And they had to bring up, how does that happen without you getting killed? But he was so pathetic that they didn't even feel like he was a threat. They're just like, actually, we're just going to let you go, and you're not even worth killing, which is sad. But we don't know what is real. We don't know what is not. Okay. So they use that against them, and the Doom Patrol's like on missions, and they fight the giant robot, and then you see the giant robot just fry them and kill them all. And Niles is all, no. And then you see it repeating. And then Niles figures out that, oh, we're still with Mr. Nobody. And we find out that Mr. Nobody was posing as Vic the whole time, when the real Vic shows up at the mansion and they face each other. So the end of the episode, we finally find out that it is the truth that will set them free. Mr. Nobody kind of lays out that, like, you're never going to beat me, but you can be free of me. And the only way you can be free of me is if you hear the truth from Niles. And at the end of the episode, Niles says, yep, all of your accidents were accidents. I had something to do with all of them, which is true. So that's where the episode ends. And it was great. It was a great episode. So we got one more left. I will get to you guys now. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I'm going to be sorry to say, I hope this gets a season 2. I hope the DC streaming service sticks around, or this goes to the Warner Brothers streaming service. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I haven't heard anything, but they have made no announcements yet. We do know Teen Titans already was greenlit for season 2 prior to all this stuff going down. C.W. Walker 94, $2. I would love to be on Danny the Street that day. That would have been fun. Dude, the best part about that C. Walker 94 was Danny was he was the little the yellow guy with the smiley face that they have in front of car dealerships, the little wind guy, the wind sock thing. When it popped up, right when I was like, God's good editing. That was good editing. Damn it, that was funny. Thanks for the $2 super chat. Barbara Krull, how are you? You were in one of my videos. I put one of your chats in one of my videos. $5. Should have let Thanos snap. Game of Thrones crapped the bed. Robert Patterson as Batman, Ruby Rose, SJW Batwoman, Lindelof hands on Watchmen. I'm going to the library. Yeah. Barbara, hey, go read old Grant Morrison Doom Patrol. It's good. There's plenty of old stuff that's good. There is some original stuff out there that's good too, that's new, but aside from the rare gem of Doom Patrol, pretty much we're gonna have to make our own stuff at this point. If you just want to read a story where the focus is the story and it's good, we're gonna have to make it ourselves. Maybe just put Hollywood out of business. Do we need them anymore? Honestly, I mean, let's think about this. Yeah, there's platforms that we still have to do where that, I'm on a platform where I have to follow rules and stuff. But if enough of us can get together and well, or if enough of us just start doing our own things, we don't even have to be together. I wouldn't recommend that. As a matter of fact, like a business network, those things never work. If we stay very independent but loosely aligned, I think that is the best way to go. As I've said, I partner up with Doomcock on stuff, and Comics Division comes in on Friday night. But otherwise, um, I like the loose association much better. It makes just things creatively work better because things happen, egos get in the way, people people don't align on their ideologies. That's how it goes. Seat Walker 94 $2. Poor robot man had to fake it. I know that was, then he's all, I did not. He's all, oh, I didn't want to feel left out. And they're all, oh, he's all, don't pity me. I love that. Yes. Mr. Roboto, $2. Will Robot Man get his arm cannon and new body? I don't know. If the show goes on long enough, wouldn't it be cool if they brought in the Metal Men at some point, like season 2? That would be amazing. And then you can work on some of that stuff. They certainly could upgrade Cliff at some point. They certainly could. All right, we'll get back to the chat here. Yeah, what's up? What's going on? Rada Bagata and Matthew Matson and Warren Smith and Alaric Harrison. What's up? And Royo Stew, Mary Highland, Moons of Madness, Mike Brown, Vincent Harper, Germ Stocks Guy, Bonks, and wow. Who else? Warren Smith. Okay. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. So yeah, this is going to be, I like this little intimate affair that we're going to have right now because it's going to be crazy tomorrow with Game of Thrones. I might do a Twitch stream tonight. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. The internet has been so weird. I don't even know how my connection is. Like, it was terrible the night before. Oh, I just got my notification. That's great. And it was great last night, like the best I've ever seen it. And I'm like, what happened? I don't know. I have not seen the show yet, but it sounds interesting. It's Gamer Gambit. It's good. It's not for everybody. Okay, so if you're a fan of like Legion, this is a very good show. It's if you like Supernatural, it's done by one of the guys from Supernatural. So yeah. Oh, you're not late to the party, Howard. This is a very short one. This is I usually try to not do much on Saturday as far as the channel because this is where I get to answer emails and Twitter messages and stuff. So unfortunately, I was up so late last night, I ended up sleeping till like noon, which is pathetic. The petition group broke 1 million. That's great. Superheroes on acid. That's exactly what it is. The Doom Patrol, if you haven't seen the show and don't know what it is, it's kind of an exploration of powers gone wrong. Like, everybody's got their power set that works magically and wonderful. These are superhero powers that really are more of a curse than a gift. Now, there's a lot of superheroes that are like, oh, my powers are a curse, but they're actually kind of kick-ass powers. Like Wolverine sometimes, like, my powers are a curse. It's like, dude, you can heal from everything. You got claws. That's kind of awesome. But, Rita's powers suck. She has to constantly concentrate just to keep herself together, literally. And Mr. Negative is a bit of a sour sack, but his name is Mr. Negative. And he's got somebody else living in his body that he absolutely needs to survive. And they don't like each other. Well, I mean, they're getting along now, but yeah, it turns out Niles Calder is Mr. Glass. In a way, I think. Well, he used to work for. I think he definitely was. Maybe not. Yeah. We'll have to see. Rita is tall. Yes, we like Rita. I love Rita. The way I just love the whole 40s actress thing. She does it very well. Mary Highland, yeah, it's very good. The petition's great. I think it sends a message, and it just tells it is a way to show our dissatisfaction. Now, the best way to really show your dissatisfaction towards anything is to not buy it, is to just simply stop buying it. Like Star Wars. Don't watch episode 9. Just don't. Star Trek Discovery, don't get CBS All Access. Well, I mean, that's pretty easy. Most of you don't have it anyway. So just continue not having it. I have some news on that. Uh, uh, yeah. The shill media put out a bunch of article or a couple articles saying, "Hey, season 3 news," after I said it's in doubt, and then the articles say nothing. They don't say they say, "Well, it's still happening, but we haven't had a release date yet." Yeah, it kind of might not happen, but we'll see. Exactly. Yeah, the time traveler register trademark. Yes, the petition was very specific, and I like that. I like that. This is all about creative content, and that's I like the focus on that. It's really got so we've got some weird allies in this. I watched Mahler's vid on episode 4, Game of Thrones, brutal. Did it come out today? I saw his notification. Um, he is brutal. He's brutal. He's got to be brutal. Might be nice if for Wolverine until he reaches the Logan phase. Yeah. Picard is clearly an attempt to recapture the ground Orville conquered. It could work too. It could. Here's the only problem with the Picard show that I have. The single only. Well, there's two: Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman. If those two people were not on the show, I would have very high hopes for it. Very high hopes for it. But those two people are on the show, and if to get back here to Doom Patrol and the DC universe, Akiva Goldsman was the showrunner of Titans, and it was terrible. It was terrible. And with the Batman news, let's not forget that Matt Reeves, as much as people like him, comes from Bad Robot. Yep. He is in that camp, Cloverfield. Let's not forget, he's part of the cabal, the Bad Robot cabal. So I'm telling you, man, Bad Robot's got their fingers in everything. Akiva Goldsmith comes from that too. So Doom Patrol, the chief will not bend the knee. Well, he hasn't been bending the knee. That's no. And we will not bend the knee either. With Doom, with Game of Thrones. Well, Game of Thrones isn't done yet, Gabriel, but I can focus on Babylon 5. But so what happens is, God damn it, there's somebody at my door. Logan, grab that, would you? Hang on, folks. I can't let my kid just walk up to a door. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Cool. Sorry about that, folks. Life gets in the way sometimes. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. My apologies. We will not kneel. No. I can't let this turn into a Game of Thrones thing, though, because we're talking about Doom Patrol. I could certainly do a live stream later. I'm open to that. Why not? I might have a free couple hours later. But if they do cancel DC streaming, I hope that WB replace it with DC Channel on their streaming service. Love Doom Patrol and hoping for a season 2. Nat Park, $10. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Could not agree with you more. As far as, listen, Doom Patrol's not going to be for everybody. And I want to just say to all of my subs, and I know my audience here, and we are very much aligned. If you watch Doom Patrol and you're like, listen, it's pretty good, but there's just sometimes the woke stuff, and I'm so sick of the woke stuff. I can't do it anymore. I get it. I completely get it. I'm damn near at that point myself. I mean, I was about to check out on this show. I'm glad I didn't, because it handled it and it moved on. And it's like, that's fine. I don't care. I don't need to see. everything that's presented to me doesn't have to agree with my belief, whatever I don't know. Well, maybe it helps that I don't really have one. It's not very singularly focused. It's just like I know what bothers me and what doesn't. But if they amp it up, that'll be a problem. But I would really love for DC, if DC wants to be different from Marvel, if DC wants to be different from themselves, I mean, because like this is the same company that put out the damn Batwoman trailer. And I know the Batwoman trailer, it stunk. It was terrible. I don't think the quality of it was good. I think it looked cookie cutter and awful. I mean, forget the SJW stuff. It just looked terrible. The acting was awful. It was an awful trailer. It's nothing I would ever want to watch, but it looks like such an obvious troll job to me that it's almost like they're making it so people like me will make videos, and I will oblige them. I will oblige them. Sure, why not? I'll play the game. Let's go. Let's do this. I'll cringe through that. I mean, if I can make it through Star Trek Discovery and worse Doctor Who season 11, I can make it through Batwoman. At the very least, at least Batwoman exists as a character on her own. Now, the thing that got me was her stealing all of Batman's stuff and then saying Batman shouldn't get credit for her victories. And then, so many people confusing the 105-pound model for Batman. I mean, I would do that. She's literally half the person he would be. So Batman, let's just say the real Batman, not like the Robert Pattinson one, 230, 240. So yeah, he's like an entire other person, a second person. Two Ruby Roses makes one Bruce Wayne. And that's, I bet when she's eating regularly. She's too skinny, by the way. She's too skinny. I mean, I know some people are just naturally like that. They can just eat anything. I got a friend like that who could just like eat anything and he just doesn't gain a pound. But it's not healthy. It's not healthy. Got to have a little bit of junk in your trunk, okay? So let's get back here. Enough of that. Mr. Roboto, why didn't you flex Mentalo the door, Gary? Because if I flex wrong, you saw what could happen. Just imagine something else. That's the beauty of this show is they explore like really bizarre ways superhero powers can affect people, and I like that. JPRPH1 499, love Doom Patrol, great recommendation. I don't notice the woke stuff as much as most. I have really enjoyed the show. Hey, that's great, and it's not really that bad. It depends on your version of woke too. Like the gay relationship with Larry, that doesn't bother me. I just went on too long. If it was a straight relationship, I would have been bored of it too. It's like, okay, enough of the torture. And the other thing that doesn't ring true with me, and there might be people out there, but once you've had kids, even if it's with somebody you don't like or love, those kids matter more to you than anything. Now, I know it's not to everybody. Listen, I mean, like shit, my dad bailed on me. So, I mean, but, cause I'm adopted, but, I don't, but listen, when you have kids, it generally, they're the thing you think about. So him thinking about his boyfriend for 95 years and not his kids. But they put that in context, even in this episode, which I really appreciated is like, he sat down and he just said my kids are like way better off without me. And I'm like, okay, then it stopped bothering me. And if you do it within the story, all is good. And honestly, this is like one of the best written television shows on TV. It's narratively, it seems like a mess, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be surreal. It's supposed to be fragmented. It's supposed to be an acid trip. Like A does not go to B, A goes to Z, and then you got to go back to B. They've really done a great job of surreal superhero television, which is a thing now because we've got Umbrella Academy, we've got Doom Patrol, we got Legion, and I like all that. And that's it's like if Terry Gilliam did a superhero movie, which I still would love to see. Terry Gilliam would be great on Doctor Strange. He would do the best Doctor Strange movie. Or a Doctor Fate, if you're a DC fan, if he did Doctor Fate. But just because Kate Kane is using all of Batman's tech resources and actual stuff doesn't mean she can let a man take the credit, especially when she needs to. She needs Luke to adjust the suit for her. I know, it's that shows you like they don't even give a crap about their own message. They're just doing it to create controversy to get people talking about it. And I completely believe that was they saw what happened to Captain Marvel. And yes, I will agree. Captain Marvel made money for a lot of reasons, none of them being Brie Larson, except her mouth and her popping off. And they saw that got people riled up and it got people dug in on their side, and it made that movie more money than it would have made. Now, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame had the most to do with it making money. But it's not all black and white. There's many factors. And one of the factors was people on YouTube and other places going at each other about Captain Marvel. It got it in the public's eye. The public eye saw, and the general public just saw something's happening over there, and I want to be a part of it. That was it. So I think that goes into the marketing now. I fully believe that. But you know what's better? You know what's better than that? Is prior to this season, and in my opinion, prior to season 7, Game of Thrones just being really excellent. That's what gets the most attention of all. The problem is it's hard to be really excellent. It's possible, but they never really generally want to work that hard at it. Even when Game of Thrones is sucking, it is trending on Twitter. All 10 things is Game of Thrones. Every show wants to be that. Every single show wants to be that. They want to be a worldwide phenomenon. They want Doom Patrol to be that. It won't be, but you can get close. There will be another Game of Thrones, okay? Because there was a Lost before this, and there was a Battlestar Galactica, and there was Appointment Television, and maybe they weren't as big as Game of Thrones because things are different now. But I remember like everybody was in the Battlestar and everybody was in the Lost. I wasn't, but everybody was in the Lost. X-Files was the biggest damn thing. So yeah, there'll be another one. There'll be another, Breaking Bad, of course. So something else will come around. Hey, it might be one of these shows we're viewing right now. The only thing that'll kill that, DC streaming is smart. They drop their episodes once a week. The binge model, I should almost make a video on that, is a terrible model. It's the worst model ever. It's like throwing away money because it basically makes your TV show a movie. So it makes it feel like it's been long. It's like Alter Carbon. It feels like it's been forever since I've seen Alter Carbon. Now, if Alter Carbon had released once a week, that would have been 3 months of material, 3 months of people talking about it. Instead, it was gone in a week. And, I still talk about it. I love it. I watch it again and again, but like, it's really not on the conscious of the public. So DC streaming service, the one thing you do right is releasing your stuff once a week. Continue doing that. The binge model sucks. I know some people don't like it, but or want it, but you can always have it later. When the series is done, binge it. Go for it. Will the Batwoman suit have nipples? It better. It better. That is funny. That Batwoman suit looks terrible. And the red hair wig, it's like, it looks bloody awful. So yeah, go ahead. 5 seasons. Give us 5 seasons of Batwoman. 5 seasons of Batwoman. And we have to struggle to get the Orville back, but God, thank God we got it back. Damn. So happy about that. So there's good television coming. Legion comes out June 24th. Oh my God. My dog. A freaking dog barks. Every time one dog moves, it's like a little herd dog. It's got to bark like the world's ending. Good thing it's cute. The Expanse is coming at the end of the year. So I believe November November, December, which would be really great. That'd be a great way to bring in the holidays. So yeah, so after Game of Thrones is over, it'll probably, I mean, slow down. I imagine I'm not going to be getting, 500 to 1,000 subs a day on the other channel because that's just not normal. So I'm just enjoying the ride. I'm enjoying the ride. But it probably slow down in the summer. But Star Trek convention, things will probably kick back up with Star Trek news at the end of July. Of course, there's Comic-Con in the middle of July, so we'll have news for you then. Who knows what's next? Something will be next. There'll be a controversy. Something will be next. If Game of Thrones wasn't completely dominating the conversation, have you noticed it's even kind of drowned out Avengers Endgame? It's crazy, right? But something will happen. And if it doesn't, there's always Exozone. There's always Exozone. And then, the TV will ramp up again. But yeah, so I'll save that for a podcast. But Doom Patrol, freaking fantastic show. So The Boys is coming. Please check out my video on this channel. I reviewed spoiler-free the first episode of The Boys. It's based on a graphic novel by Derek Robertson and Garth Ennis. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, and it looks like it's the replacement for The Tick because The Tick got canceled. I'm very sorry, Tick fans. That was a great show that nobody watched, unfortunately. But The Boys is fantastic. Fantastic. It's gory as hell. So, it's like Gonzo Spartacus gory. But it's also funny. It's really funny. But it's got heart. So everybody lick that like button. I might go live here in a couple hours just for a fun stream if you guys want that. And thank you for the super chats, CW Walker 94, Barbara Curl. Barbara, it is great having you around here. Your insight is amazing. I've used it twice in videos, I think. So thanks for being around. CW Walker 94, thank you for being around. Mr. Roboto, my old friend, it's good to see you. Nat Park, thank you for the donation of $10. And JPRPH1, it's always good to see you. Matthew Matson, thank you for the ranch. Mark Lazarth, you guys are warriors. I can't tell you how much I appreciate both of you for coming in and helping. And you are like Nerdrotic. You're part of this channel. So thank you. So give it up for my wrenches, please. And Penn Farm Girl. Hey, Penn. What's up, Penn? God, Penn's been with me for since how many, Penn? Was it the Tick that you came on? So it was like a couple hundred subscribers, right? Yeah. And Chris Persia. God, Chris Persia's been around a long time too. So yeah, we passed 90,000 on the big channel yesterday. That's amazing. Preacher. Yes, Preacher. You came in on Preacher. And we got a season 4 Preacher coming. Yeah, hail the wrenches, man. Please a round of applause for my great, very busy wrenches of late. My mouth has been making my wrenches busy. I'm sorry. Not really. Yeah, RMP. Yeah, 90K. I never thought I'd yeah, thank you, Bear. Applause. Free folk, we do not kneel. Hey, I hope I did a video about the Free Folk Reddit, and in true Reddit terms, I had people giving me shit for it. I was fully expecting that. I was like, they're Reddit. They're going to go, fuck you. We don't need your thanks. That was great. And I got some love, so that was good. I wanted to do a fun video. I hope you like that because I'm going to be doing like a 2-parter next week on all the memes that come from the next episode. Speaking of the Tick, how many shows get 3 chances? I'm confident that somebody may pick up a Tick for a 4th time. Moons and Madness. I don't know, man. The Tick it's got a built-in audience. Every version of it is good. Every single version of it is good. But the thing is, it plays to like hardcore comic book fans, and there's just not a lot of us anymore. We are a dying breed. So everybody, thank you. Gary, will Altered Carbon have another season? Yes, season 2, Cardinal Sin, $1.99, will be starring Anthony Mackie, who plays the Falcon, who is a fine actor, and I am very interested. The whole deal with Ultra Carbon, if you saw it, is it's interchangeable bodies. I wonder if we get a Joel Kinnaman cameo, or if he's even in, no, he won't be in it, but he could be because he's that cop. But here's the honest truth. I don't think it'll do as well because I think Joel Kinnaman sold that show. It had many plot problems. It was very pretty, but two characters did. The guy who played Poe and Joel Kinnaman, and they had a great chemistry buddy cop thing. And it's basically an anthology series, so it's going to be like True Detective. It'll probably have an okay season 2, but it'll be nothing as magical as season 1 was. And honestly, yeah, they would just have to get the original cast back. But we'll see. Probably not. Probably not. All right, now I really got to go, but I might be uploading a Brie Larson video as we speak. Says bear, nerd fun. Awesome. Go get her. Spoon. All right, everybody. Yeah, I might be live here in a little bit. So thank you again for all the super chats. Doom Patrol rules. We will be right here for the finale on Friday. It'll be back to Friday because the Game of Thrones madness should be over by then. Well, somewhat over. And I will see the rest of you. If you don't see me tonight, definitely tomorrow, right here for pre-Game of Thrones at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time, and then on the main channel at 7:30 p.m. with Doomcock. And we'll see the final episode of Game of Thrones, and we'll see how happy people are. But you can be happy with Doom Patrol because it's better than Game of Thrones. Never thought I'd say that, but it is. Take care.